drinking tequila, they're gonna think it's fucking Windex.
I think it would be better if you were drinking
Windex, yeah. It'd be a better show.
It helps get my name out there for being stupid.
I got your Windex, cool.
Okay, welcome to another episode of Big and Stupid Game Reviews. I'm Stupid Jay.
I'm Big Mike. Today we're going to be reviewing Deus Ex Human Revolution.
We sure are.
A very good game.
Well, start about what we like about it.
I liked a lot about this game. I'm not a big first-person shooter guy, but this one was different enough. It had the RPG elements. Upgrade your character, upgrade your weapons, however you wanted to. The story was good. Characters were likable, if not weirdly animated. But I liked it.
Okay, well, definitely, the writing is fantastic.
Yes.
Some of the dialogue gets weird, but for the most part, story-wise, plot-wise, very good. Like I said, some of the dialogue gets weird. Like, one of my favorites is one of the worst pieces of dialogue, which is where you can use one of your upgrades, which is pheromones, you can use to switch up conversation to go your way to get information you needed. And for some reason I used pheromones on this one guy for information, and I then threatened him with, "You're going to tell me what I need to know, or I'll beat you up." And it was a 14-year-old. That's what he would write, which would sound cool to him, but not to an adult. But for the most part, it is written really well. Graphically, it seems like the beginning of the game looks beautiful, and then it just seems to taper off, and I don't know, it just seems to like lose it throughout the game. And you're really only in like what, 2 locations, 3 tops. You keep, I mean,
keep going back and forth, Detroit to China, to Detroit to China.
Yeah,
to Detroit.
And then boss fight in a big building, which is really cool. But most of the characters are extremely likable. And the upgrade trees are fantastic. I love how I can upgrade. If I want to be more of a fighter and go in, I can upgrade certain things. If I want to be more sneaky for stealth, I can go ahead and upgrade those certain things. Which goes to the last thing I like about the game, and well, other than controls, because controls are good.
Yeah.
But I mean, they didn't. I didn't play the game going, "Controls are amazing." It's like, these controls are fine. They work. They do what they're supposed to. But the other really thing I liked is I can quite literally play it any way I wanted.
Yeah.
I could be a complete prick about it, shoot people in the face and go along, or I can be extremely helpful and be super stealthy, sneaky, and try to get through without ever being seen. That's practically impossible to do, but if I want to choose that route, I have that choice, and I think that's fantastic.
Well, that brings me to what I didn't like about it.
Great, because the rest I have that I don't like.
Well,
which is the rest of the game.
Yes.
Everything else about the game I do not like.
Well, the thing that I didn't like about it was I tried to play it stealth, and I was doing a fantastic job of it.
I doubt it.
I have to say, no, I was really doing well until I got to the first boss fight, when all my upgrades for stealth, hacking, getting information out of people didn't help at all, because I had to shoot, I had to kill this big, strong, bad guy.
And you were just too weak and feeble.
Yeah, I mean, my whole way of playing the game up until that point was sneaking around and running away like a princess. But
similar to real life.
Yes, I wasn't allowed to do that at the boss fight, so that irritated me. Then I got back, and then I could go and sneak and run again.
Well, that's another problem with that too, is the game doesn't give you even a hint as saying, okay, we're going to give you a little bit of a tutorial, which you get in this game, but not like saying, your first mission is to do this, you might want to buy this upgrade, you might want to buy this augment to help you out. I'm glad I had the choice to pick what I wanted, but for the first couple, it was, all of them were like to hack into certain areas, and I didn't have any of my hacking stuff up because I didn't want to do that, and all it really did was get me out of like 4 different side missions I could have played from the beginning, but when I got back and I could have played them, they were gone. And to me, it was extremely frustrating and fucked. I don't know, I mean, fucked is a pretty good word that I can use to describe.
Yeah. The other thing that sort of took me out of it, an RPG sort of game like that, I like to be in the world. I like to be involved.
Yes.
But when you're talking to people, and for some reason everybody's heads were too small, their facial animations were weird. Shut up. Their arms, sort of like when they moved, it didn't look like real people. It looked like there was it looked like there was rubber bands holding their joints together inside of their
G.I. Joe figures.
Yeah. It just the way they moved was weird, and it sort of took me out of.
The only thing I wanted to throw out there was facial animations for all main characters are great.
Yeah.
And they look great. Just side characters look like ass, especially in China. I'm curious if they hated Chinese people.
Oh, well, that's the other thing. That was one of the most racist games I've ever played. I swear at one point, one of the hookers in China actually said, "Me love you long time."
I think you might be right.
That was, I mean, it was literally the most stereotypical and racist. I mean,
I don't think they were trying to be racist. I just think that instead of doing research, like going to China,
yeah.
they were just kind of like, I think this is how they are.
Well,
I'm pretty sure they all like sex, me, love you long time.
Well,
I'm pretty sure. Matter of fact, write that down. Let's just record that.
Whatever.
Like, do we have any Chinese? No, I'll do the voice. Fuck it, I'll do it. I can do that, no problem. And I'm pretty sure that's probably how it went down. I mean, the studio is closed now.
I wouldn't
so
doubt that. It was, yeah. So if you're easily offended, you probably want to stay away from this one.
Recommendation?
I liked it, except for those couple things. The boss fights. You actually found out later that a whole different studio made the boss fights.
Oh, I didn't know.
So yeah, it wasn't even the people who made the rest of the game. It was just a company who did shooters, and they were like, "Oh yeah, do our boss fights," and they had no idea what the rest of the game was like. So that's why. No, they're fine for shooter boss fights, but again, if you weren't playing it that way, it sort of screwed up.
Okay.
But I would recommend it.
As new? As used?
Oh.
You wouldn't mind paying $60 for it?
I wouldn't mind paying $60.
Okay, I would. I would say it is worth playing. It is fun, especially if you're into RPG styles and shooters. It is, again, great to choose your type of play. But $60, it's a little much. I would say wait for it used. So
I wait for almost everything used, but
that's because you're cheap.
I am.
You're not Jewish, are you? Just cheap.
Now you're racist.
It's Deus Ex. It made me that way.
Oh.
And the game will make you racist.
The game will make you racist.
It will make you racist.
There you
So buy it used, and you'll become a racist. So. See you next week.
If you're on one.